Hey everyone, let's have a quick July wrap up. July, nothing much happened on my channel. I uploaded the mid-year freakout tag, I took you on a Saturday, so I vlogged that, and I also wrote a letter to July. And that was basically it. I mainly spent most of the months working and concentrating on finishing Infinite Jest before Booktubeathon, which I managed. And I was very happy to finally have read the book and be able to talk about it, which I did at length in a review, so I'm not going to do that again here. Then for Booktubeathon, I wanted to jump in with a lot of shorter reads. So I started with How the Marquis Got His Coat Back by Neil Gaiman, which is another story following the Marquis around London below, meeting new characters. It was a fun read, admittedly very short, but it was nice to be back down there. And then I read Lord Arthur Severe's Crime by Oscar Wilde, which is also a short read. It was also fun, despite it being about a crime and how we sometimes make our lives miserable. So after this good start to the Booktubeathon, I picked up the hype book, The Long Way to the Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers, and I'm still not finished. Partly because I don't know if I like the book. It reads really well, and the story is either about how a lot of species get along despite having differences, or about a group of people traveling to somewhere where they haven't arrived yet, so I don't know what happens there. Why haven't I finished this book yet? Booktubeathon was last week. Well, mainly because I was on vacation and I didn't read that much on my vacation. I mainly finished listening to the audiobook of Infinite Jest as well, which I haven't mentioned so far yet, which is a very well narrated book. It's narrated by Sean Pratt and he does a very good job with it. I mainly like listening to the audiobook to help me digest the content of Infinite Jest a little bit better, like getting the reread in on the first go. Like I mentioned that before, but I really noticed that especially towards the ends when I could read faster, I skipped over a few things, also probably by wanting to have it done finally. So the audiobook was really nice in pointing out those things and having me notice things I missed before, or I may have missed them because it was the first time reading and that's what happens. So I recommend listening to the audiobook as well. The only thing that I didn't really like about the audiobook was that the footnotes were not included. They were in a separate PDF format, and you got a note when there was a footnote, but you didn't listen to it. And I like it better when audiobooks include the footnotes. And that was my July. Tell me about your July. How was it? Did you participate in Booktubeathon and did better than me with not being on vacation half of it and being away? I was away. I hope August sees a lot of different books. I will finish The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. We'll talk about that. And I also noticed that The Dark Tower comes to the cinemas this month. So I basically have a few days to finish 7 books. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see. Thank you all for watching and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye bye.